Anyways, last one. Self-love.
Alrighty.
I'm going anyway.
I was gonna say, did you want to go grab some water?
Oh, you were actually joking when you said no.
I was not joking
Oh,
when I said
no, I thought you weren't actually joking.
no.
It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by of students makes her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she can find to spend her lunch. A staircase.
Of course. Well, I mean, she's got a vending machine right there. So.
Well, no, because the staircase is under maintenance, no student will have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have them have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day.
Until that happens.
How convenient.
Yuri? What are you doing here?
I just... Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here?
I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like.
Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki also looking away. She shuffles over the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of a few coins. Why can't I fucking read? It's some kind of iced tea, but instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her.
It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing, or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea.
It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself in dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri.
Well, I can leave if you want.
Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her emptied drink bottle.
Are you coming today? To the club, I mean.
Yuri nods.
I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to eventually.
There's no rush, I promise.
Thanks.
It's the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today, she seems to be holding some kind of book as well.
Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here.
Oh? I thought you didn't like how quiet it was.
Well, I don't, but there's no people here.
I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here.
Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since, like, they all just assumed I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Funny, right? Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly. But I just don't want to come up again now after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point.
You don't have other friends who are into manga?
Not unless online friends count. And Sayori, but that's different, because she's not exactly into it, she just likes it. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading.
That would be so awful, especially since I already hate attention so much.
Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already, if you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with.
Oh, I have online friends. You do?
She does?
Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face.
Oh, whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank God I used... What the fuck is that word?
Even I can't read that word. What the... Hold on a second. Pseudonym.
Pseudonym?
A fictitious name, especially one used by an author.
So it's pseudonym?
I guess.
Okay, retake. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank God I used a pseudonym.
I'm probably still wrong in pronouncing that.
Who cares? Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
But I like it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. Like, a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So, I don't think I would change anything.
I wonder if a few years from now, we'll think the same thing about our current selves.
Probably.
That doesn't make you feel uncomfortable?
No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Wow, that's kind of dark, but not incorrect.
Well then.
Alright, here.
Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek.
That's me from the future, coming in terms with me right now. Also, ow. I didn't mean to do it that hard. Just straight up, ow.
Did you? I heard a loud smack.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about that.
Fine.
My hand's gonna
Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into her lap, but is unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. Good job.
I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then.
The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. Book or manga?
Magazine, maybe?
The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour, but the whole time Yuri feels distracted by the twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. You're back?
Yeah, I'm here to lay low again.
They're just spending lunch every day here now. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more.
Hey, did you buy that?
Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact.
Joke's on you, that vending machine's got busted glass and there's glass shards everywhere. She stole that.
Oh my god.
I know. What, like, for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? She would have drank it herself.
I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do.
No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And it's a really nice gesture.
It's okay if you don't feel that way.
I do. It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say that shit a lot when I was younger, please believe me.
Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot, so I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt.
I'll do something nice for you next time.
Please, don't feel obligated.
I want to. I want to do nice things too.
Okay, thank you.
You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice.
I'll do it then, too. Natsuki sighs.
Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately.
Is that why you've been coming here?
Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. They are just other things that I'd rather be doing lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all just having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm, I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitudes just really get on my nerves. Oh, I know that exact same feeling, Natsuki, believe me. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club.
How come? I hit my mic.
I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not going to demand for everyone around me to change.
But...
No buts, Yuri. Also, yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. And they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to... What?
Nothing.
But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that exact same thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it.
It's okay. I like listening.
What? Listening to other people's problems?
Yes.
That's weird. Are you Sayori?
That's you
Sorry.
still. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird?
No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know, does that mean I should keep going?
If you'd like.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now.
What are some things that you like about your friends?
Nothing. But I guess a lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. I mean, who doesn't complain about school? School is so shit.
Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things.
So?
Are those the things that are important to you?
Well, kinda, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too.
Well, Sayori really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh. And she complains a lot.
That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends.
Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings.
Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Whoa, hang on, Natsuki.
Well, she didn't say that. Natsuki stands up. No, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head.
That's fine. I guess. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Natsuki sits back down.
You can't just compare friends like that and, like, measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. Hold up, Natsuki. That's where I can kinda say you're wrong.
I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you.
And that's why I say that Natsuki is not right with what she said.
A moment of silence stretches between them.
They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun.
You clearly sound very enthusiastic about it, let me tell you. I don't like that.
Well, that's why I'm friends with them, and you're not.
You like it?
No. Just don't worry so much about me.
She didn't say no.
Well, I'm making her say no.
You made her say no, but the game said no.
Well, you know what? The game can... It's not worth it.
Suck a dick.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help you with social conflicts, like how Monica can. She's good at these things.
Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's why Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're all like, "Aw, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" I just want to mind my own business sometimes. And decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So, you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think.
Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything.
I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Need to move this up here and this down here.
Thank you. You're also nice.
It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind. But I feel like that it only works when I'm annoyed or upset, or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself.
Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book.
How come you like reading so much?
Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So, in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life.
Really? It's that hard for you to be around people, like, all the time?
Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that, I don't know what to do, and I just... Fucking hell, I skipped over it. I just disengage.
Oh. That doesn't get lonely?
I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one, and I have online friends too, of course.
Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books?
All the time. I'm pretty sure everybody does.
Oh, I want to be friends with the characters I meet in my video games.
Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache.
Yeah. Me too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, more than anything.
After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence, one full of understanding. Damn it!
This is our very last side story. Hey.
Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today.
Yeah, well...
Lunch is already more than halfway. They're having lunch again.
At this point, they're just pretty much having iced tea.
Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands.
I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while.
Is that so?
Yeah, they're still as assholes as much as possible.
But
I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share them with you too. Wait, cupcakes?
As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You called that. You just called it out. You made cupcakes.
You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. I literally thought she was like talking about like lunch or something.
Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it in between her fingers. It's brown, with dark green frosting immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. Powder or prouder? Powder. Fuck me. How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it, I just made them.
I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right?
Well, yeah, but that's not really...
Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. I love green tea.
Busted. Oh, you do? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me.
I'm not. I just felt happy.
Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you'll like them, from past experience.
Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking?
Probably anime.
Yeah, we know why she got into baking.
Actually, I do not know why. I was just randomly guessing, probably anime.
Are you kidding me? No, it was Parfagos. As a matter of fact, one of the poems that we read with her, it actually just like says that, or maybe it's.
Oh wait, I think I remember that. Parfait was mentioned about baking or something. I'd have to relook at that later. Oh well, I don't know. It kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got it like. Okay, well that's another call.
Told you right there. Well, I mean, I knew that from the main game. I'd have to guess that right here.
So I got like super into it for a while. It was probably making stuff almost every day. Oh, I was probably making stuff every day. But it's something that
kind of unhealthy, by the way. But continue.
As long as you're not eating it every day, but.
Well, yeah.
But it's something that I always knew I liked, anyways. It's like baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious. You know.
Yeah, but if you're gonna bake, why wouldn't you try eating something you made?
Well, I mean. If you're making it every day, she probably brought it in for her, like, friends. That's the only thing I can think of.
I know that, but I would have figured she'd at least try one of her things, at least. Never mind. Just continue. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards.
Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it.
I think I prefer to be on the receiving end.
That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like, unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and that moment you get to, like, Ow, I just hit my fucking knee against my desk.
Oh. It was Bringer of Joy, by the way, what she said.
Bringer of Joy! Ow. I don't know, it just makes me feel...
Valued?
No, like I hit my knee against a desk.
I said valued, not hurt.
Yeah, I guess that.
So you're able to make up with your friends today.
Hmm? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything.
You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood.
Sorry, someone's messaging me.
Mm-hmm.
It only turns out into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse.
So, they're not going to stop?
I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them.
Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved, and that you don't have to avoid them anymore.
Yeah. Me too. And I don't have to bother you during your... What the...
Alone time anymore.
No, I just noticed I have a cut on my arm. What the hell? I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on.
Yeah.
I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So, you can have the rest of them.
Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends.
I made them for you, Baka.
Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know. And I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it away from you.
No, they were for making you happy.
You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki?
Oh, jeez. Oh, right.
Oh.
I'm such a bad person.
Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes.
You didn't. I just...
Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them.
I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it.
I'm sorry.
No, I am. It's so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. If I knew I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it.
You know, I think a lot about those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend some time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So, I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter to express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues, and then hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things that about you that people would like, so...
Like what?
Like how you're fun for people to be around, and you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead, and you care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things.
Yuri, you're describing Sayori. Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed.
Well, you're the one who asked, and don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs as it fades again.
Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason.
Is that bad?
No. Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like... I don't know.
Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet.
Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do.
She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you?
Happy for what?
Happy that your new club is making you happy.
Well... that's just not a fair hypothetical.
Natsuki says that, but with a little confidence in her voice.
I always told myself that I don't rely on approval of others to be happy. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused. Because I'm threatened out of things that should make me happy. No matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. How does that work?
I don't know.
It's making my head hurt.
That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong for just for being the person you are.
You have no idea, Yuri. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things.
Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head.
I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something so scary.
To do what?
You know,
Whoa.
to end it.
With them? I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option.
I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it, so much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. That is actually true.
Natsuki sighs.
It's just really scary. It's terrifying.
What are you scared of?
I don't know. A lot of things. Like being alone. Oh, you're not alone, Natsuki. You have Yuri here next to you. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. I'm scared that they'll hurt me for going against them.
Physically?
Not physically, but...
Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki,
What?
if anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me.
Sorry, I was just... I like that. That's all.
Oh, well, I meant it.
I know you did.
Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look.
I needed it.
As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri.
Just take them, okay? I made them for you.
You went really robotic for like 2 seconds there.
Oh, hang on. Do you want to do a retake on that?
Maybe.
Just take them, okay? I made them for you. I I don't want other people to have them anymore.
Are you sure? Natsuki nods.
I'm sure.
I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds onto that feeling, knowing it will give her courage.
Where's the cute picture?
You're here first today.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought reading material?
Mm-hmm.
Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book.
It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Oh, don't you foreshadow
You're making us feel bad. Thanks a lot.
Ah, that's like such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel so empty. Can you stop?
Shut up. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series.
That sucks.
But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I want it to go on forever.
Maybe. I do! But there are some things that I wish could.
On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome?
Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore.
The Simpsons.
I guess it sucks anyway. It sucks either way.
Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through the respective reading material, except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all.
You don't go out during the weekends, right?
Excuse me?
Like with friends at the mall or downtown or whatever?
I'm not a total shut-in, you know.
Oh, my bad for making assumptions.
Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people, like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and arbitrarily spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group.
Game group?
Excuse me?
D&D?
It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway?
I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna imagine it's D&D, like you said.
It might be D&D. She said nerdy, so... Uh-oh.
Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking.
Don't look at me like that.
Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down.
I can't take this.
Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done.
I did. Oh.
Oh.
I texted them earlier telling them, and then I just blocked them because I was so afraid of the responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside.
Oh. I'm sorry. Totally unsure of what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper.
Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against some things. Please help me. I can't take this.
You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath and still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe now. You're in a good, safe place, where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck.
Hey Nick, can you hear it?
No.
That's the ship setting sail.
What? Oh, I fucking hate you.
That realization.
We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths, and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep breath, slow breath. Behind her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe place and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then, she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself onto her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is.
You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you.
Is that going to keep happening?
It may or may not. We could take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her book from a dusty floor while she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover.
I don't think I could have gotten through that alone.
You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. Wait, what? I read that right. Yuri speaks into her own lap. Alright, I get that.
I think she was looking down.
Alright. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts, but something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is also timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself.
Finally, a cute picture.
Oh my god.
Do you really mean that? You're probably going to regret saying that if you do.
How so?
Because I'm probably going to have a lot more free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places.
I see.
But you already said it, so you can't take it back now.
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then.
Mm-hmm. I know a good ice cream place.
Oh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor.
Oh, yep. Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, but for me you said you had no idea.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. I said it was probably green tea. Nope.
Yuri shakes her head.
I always make a joke, but...
It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together.
Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy.
How is that fancy?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that.
Well, maybe next time we'll try chocolate and strawberry.
Hey, strawberry is my favorite.
What a coincidence.
I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach. But it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing.
Is there anything better I could be doing?
Just stay by my side, Yuri. That's the text I'm using. Go. There's nothing that will make this easy for me. And you've already did more than I thought anyone could. Kind of think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially.
Oh, well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
Nothing. See, I told you, she has a crush on her.
I wouldn't say that, but keep going.
I may have tracked you down first. With the help of Sayori. Wait, what? Sayori?
Sayori, what? But you said...
I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, like... Whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it.
Anyone? You mean, like, you too?
Yes.
Oh, look, she's
Like me.
smiling. Look at Yuri.
Yes, I see.
You know, I could get used to this.
As long as you don't tease me too much.
Fine. Just a little, then.
That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings.
Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured.
The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty that their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together.
And that was the end. Oh.
Equals? What the
Whoa.
fuck?
Oh, we gotta leave it on a cliffhanger. You know we got to.
Maybe for the video-wise, but I'm not waiting another day to look at that.